Hi, Casper here on the 31st of January 2019, and I don't know if you've ever been in that situation where you've kind of know you've been looking for something but you don't quite know what it is. Well, this is a classic example of that, because there's a great variety I've been looking for quite some time, but I honestly have no idea how to pronounce it. It's a Romanian grape variety, and indeed this is a Romanian wine, and it is written Mustoasa de Maderat, but I'm sure that's not how the Romanians pronounce it. But let's leave it at that. Balla Geza winery. Balla Geza we've looked at, and I think we've sent out a daily drinker wine from the Balla Geza winery before, I think. Anyway, I'm quite excited about this. Finally found what I'm looking for. I still don't quite know what it is, but so let's examine it. It's a bold sort of colour in the glass. I must say this is 2018, by the way, and as I say, we're in Romania. It's a bold colour. It's a sort of unusual colour, sort of dark, not dark. Sorry, it's a pronounced sort of goldish, odd colour. Gold colour, clear enough. But the nose is most extraordinary. This is a wine of, I tasted it earlier. It's been back in the fridge. I tasted it earlier when it was quite a lot warmer, and it was a wine that had a really assertive personality. And smelling it now it's cold, it's not been much diminished in terms of personality. It seems. It's got a lovely, rich summertime orchard fruit smells, sort of russet apples at the height of ripeness. It's a lovely thing. It's perhaps slightly less complex than when it was warm. I was picking up other aromas of. I mean, it's got spice now, but it was perhaps much more profoundly spicy when it was a bit warm. But it's got floral aromas, that sort of spring daffodil, spring and summer wine perhaps. There we are. Really interesting nose, and a wine, almost a slightly muscatty, grapey quality to it, a bit exotic. Perhaps a bit of gingery spice. It's really interesting. Mm. And it's a dense thing on the palate. It's got really concentrated fruit that starts off with that lovely ripe russet character and quickly flips into a dry and direct thing with a sort of texture within that's almost sort of pumice-like in its ground mineral sort of structure. It becomes more pronounced and more granular towards the finish. It's a wine that, whilst really concentrated, isn't heavy. It sort of manages to fine up through the palate. It starts big and it sort of fines up and ends in a lovely lift of freshness and that minerality at the death. And it's absolutely fascinating, I must say. And I think, having searched for it for so long, I honestly think this is the first example of this variety I've tried, and I'm mighty impressed. I think from what I've read about it some time ago that often it's made into a sweet or semi-sweet style of wine, but this is dry. This is a wine of enormous presence and a delicious thing. I'm not sure I'd sit around drinking it on its own necessarily, but with the right food that's quite a lot of interesting. I think it's quite a versatile wine. You know, it could go with some pretty big flavours, possibly even spiced foods, but certainly sort of roast chicken, roast pork, sort of substitute white Burgundy, plus even perhaps because of that dense mineral core to it. It's a lovely thing. So, gosh, let's try and say those words again. 2018, that's the easy bit. Mustoasa de Maderat. I'm sure there are Romanians watching this at some stage in the future who'll be laughing themselves stupid. Balla Geza winery, a lovely thing. This has got Daily Drinker written all over it, so yeah, you'll see it soon. Lovely thing.